I hope nobody saw me trip on the stairs on my way up.
I did.
I know he did. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, Chuck.
Good morning to you. How are you all doing this morning?
Tired.
My goodness, I was going to say, there is a normal thing when you are starting something like this, you say, let me hear it, and, the crowd goes, eh. And you say, no, louder. Gets a little louder, and then, no, let me really let me hear you. Let's not do all that. Let's jump to the final one. How are you guys doing this morning? That was much better. When one person applauded, that's great. I applaud you guys for being here this morning. This is still part of your summer. You're here. You're getting ready to start school. I don't know, is it a beautiful day out there?
Yeah, it's not bad.
It's not bad. I've been here since pretty early. But anyways, thank you for being here. My name is Chuck Steele. I'm the manager of Student Life.
My name is Dr. Christopher Miller. I'm a professor of speech communication.
He's looking at me like I didn't know who he was.
Hi.
I know, Chris. We have a lot to get through in a very little amount of time, so we're going to kick things off. We just got on stage, but now we're going to get off because I would like to introduce you to our Assistant Provost for Student Affairs, Dr. Diana Del Rosario. Let her hear it.
Good morning, everyone. Can you hear me? Okay, thank you. Good morning, and I echo Chuck's words of thank you for being here. You're still on break, but we're coming back soon, and we want to make sure that we have you ready. So that's the purpose of being here as part of New Student Orientation. And if you wonder if you made the right decision to be here, you did. So congratulations on that. This is a great start to prepare you for the academic year. As you're sitting here, there are hundreds, thousands of students doing the same thing you're doing, attending NSO at their different institutions across the United States. So I'm going to give you some data, but before I do that, I want to start by saying thank you to our student workers, our student team that is supporting NSO. Thank you, you're doing a wonderful job. And to the Student Affairs team, you've interacted with a lot of the people in our staff already through registration or financial aid or counseling and advisors. We have over 300 people that are part of Student Affairs, many of them who work in this building as part of 21 sports that we have that are NJCAA affiliated sports. So we are an institution that doesn't have anything that a four-year institution doesn't have. We have a wonderful support service for you, a lot of resources available. Our athletics, our student life and clubs and organizations are first in class. Our leadership programs, you just saw a clip about the honors program. So anything you can imagine, study abroad is available to you. So keep in mind that we're here to try to inform you, prepare you, and make sure that you have what you need to be successful at College of DuPage and then on wherever you may go, because many of you may be transferring to a four-year institution. Our transfer rate for COD students is about 60%, so many of you will end up getting a degree here and going to many of the four-year institutions in Illinois or outside of the state where we have partnerships with. We have articulation agreements or agreements for credit, for transfer, so make sure that you look into those. But, we want to make sure that you have all the information that you need. So these days are going to be extremely helpful to you as you get ready for the first week of class. So I'm going to go back to what I was talking about before. I was mentioning that I was talking about some data. So about 50% of students across the U.S. are enrolled in community college. So COD is a two-year institution with partnership with four-year institutions. So our institutions were created in every state of the nation to support students who sometimes were undecided or needed more of a technical degree program before entering the workforce. So the beauty of who we are a comprehensive community college. We are accredited by the Higher Learning Commission, which is the same organization that accredits four-year universities here in the Midwest of the United States. So the same quality education that you will get anywhere, you will receive here. What is important to know is that when you're planning your education, you need some support. So we want to make sure that whatever that destination that you're going into, being work or being a transfer opportunity, that you're working with someone to guide you in terms of the courses that you need to take or the programs that you plan to pursue. So we have a wonderful counseling and advising office. I want to make sure that you stop by and set up an educational plan if you haven't done so. And if you already met with them and set up your classes, go back in the middle of the fall and set up a time to get to know a person there who can help you plan long-term where your destination may be. One thing that I remind students today is that you're sitting with peers and you want to also use college as an opportunity to get to know new people, to reinvent yourself, and to make sure that you build connections and relationships. You never know if the person sitting next to you may be a nurse or maybe the owner of an auto shop where you will take your car in a time of desperate need to repair your car, or it may be someone who is a lawyer in the future and you may need some support. So you never know where the future is going to take each one of you, but knowing people and having your network here in college is going to take you to a professional level network of support as you transition out of college. Make sure that you build your resume here, that you join clubs and organizations, get some leadership experience as you're working through your degree, and start preparing that resume or your LinkedIn portfolio if you don't have one. Thank you for being here. We're really excited about having you in our institution and welcoming you here. We look forward to connect and support you along the year. Thanks. Have a great day.
All right, thank you, Dr. Del Rosario. There we go, okay. Want to give you a quick overview of the agenda for today. This is in your program booklet. But before I do have some notes that I have to read here to make sure that I get them all in for you. So, first off, if there are any parents in the room, we do have a separate parent session to open things up for NSO. So if you're in the room, you're welcome to stay, but we have a special one just for parents that you can ask the orientation leaders. It's right down the hall. You'll notice that today we are in our PE arena. Normally we do new student orientation over in the Mackinac Arts Center, which is a wonderful facility. We have professional performance groups. We have touring performance groups coming through there, and of course we have our student groups performing over there. The reason we're over here now is because we have the world-renowned Andy Warhol exhibit is actually in our art museum over there right now. So then we're over here because of that, but I encourage you to check out the Mackinac Arts Center. Because we're in the arena, I do want to tell you a little bit about our athletic program right off the bat. We have 19 teams at College of DuPage. 10 men's teams, 9 women's teams. We have 41 national titles. We have won 8 national titles since 2021. And just last year, we won the national titles in men's cross country, women's volleyball, and football. So, let's hear it for athletics. And we also want to show some appreciation for them hosting us over here this year. So, thank you for that. If you look at the agenda, this is the welcome. Chris and I are going to share the keys to success, everything you need to know to be successful here at College of DuPage. Then we are going to have 2 workshop sessions. If you look on page 6 of your programs, all of the sessions are listed out there. We have about 16 to choose from. You choose the 2 that you want to attend. All of the sessions run during both sessions, so you can go in any order. If you go to one and it's all filled up, just shift gears and come back to that one for the second session. After both sessions are over, we're going to come back here to do a quick closing, and then we're going to give away some major prizes, which include a mini projector, a mini Polaroid camera, some Beto boxes, some battery packs, some really nice things. To be eligible for the prizes at the workshops, when you leave, make sure you get your ticket for attending. Then during the lunch, we'll do drawings and we'll give out those prizes, okay? So you'll get 2 tickets for 2 workshops.
And we highly recommend that when you do the workshops, because there's 16 of them, right? You said
Yeah.
there's 16?
Yeah.
Break up. Like if you came here with a group of friends, don't go to the same session together. Go to the different sessions, separate and go to the sessions and get as much information as you possibly can. And then when you come back, share that information. And you can see the sessions are only 40 minutes long. So if you just go there away from your friends for a couple minutes, you and I both know that you'll focus differently. You'll be able to listen to the information, and then when you get back in 40 minutes, you can say, this is what I learned. There's so much information that's going on here that you want to expose yourself to as many different opportunities as you can. So I know you have said that in the past, Chuck, that to separate.
Absolutely.
So it's just a good piece of advice. So be thinking about that when you go to the breakout sessions.
And also, don't feel bad that you can't attend all of the workshops. During lunch, we're going to have food trucks here. So everyone's going to get 3 tickets, 1 for an entree, 1 for a drink, and 1 for a dessert. And we'll be back in this room. The food trucks will be right outside. You'll go outside. You come back in and eat. We'll have DJ Versus playing some music. We're also going to have tabling here. So all of the workshop presenters will be here, plus even more from the college. So you can check out everything we have to offer during lunchtime as well. All right, we do have, sometimes this can be overwhelming. There's a lot of sensory things going on in terms of there's an echo in here and we can get loud and there's a lot of people. If you need to de-stress or get away from all the inputs, we have a room, PE 121. You can take a little break in there. It's a nice mellow room. It's also going to be open for lunch. So if you're feeling that maybe the noise or the music might be a little bit too loud, feel free to bring your lunch into PE 121. One other thing about the workshops, the help for undecided students has moved. It is going to be in BIC 1455. Okay, so if you're interested in going to help for undecided students, that's if you're trying to decide what you want your major to be, what your career to be, that session is the one for you. It'll be in BIC 1455. Also, we have question boxes put up all through the campus. So as you're wandering around today, if you have a question and you either don't think you get a chance to ask it or would like to do it kind of anonymously in a box, go ahead and drop it in the box. We'll answer some questions when we come back here. We'll answer the rest of them on social media so that we'll get all the answers, all the questions answered for you. A common question we do get is, can you get your student IDs today? The answer, of course, is yes, you can. You can do that in the Office of Student Life after New Student Orientation is over. The Office of Student Life is closed because we're running New Student Orientation. Nobody's there to do IDs. But after everything is done, after lunch is done, you can head over there and get your IDs. Lastly, we do have an ASL interpreter here, and I want to thank you for being here. If anybody, go ahead. If anybody needs an interpreter for the workshop sessions, just come up to the stage afterwards, and we'll make sure that you're taken care of that way. Okay? And then the last thing I want to mention is NSO. This is part of the agenda. It doesn't end today. It continues on during the first 2 weeks of school during Chaparral Days, where we're giving away food. We're having events every day during the first 2 weeks of school. So make sure you look for information about Chaparral Days. And I'll be honest, all the events aren't even on the flyer. There's even more going on. So plan to be on campus the first 2 weeks of school. All right. So, one unique thing. We did say that we're going to do a welcome, and we do want you guys to get to know each other. But before we do this one unique thing, I want to tell you one unique thing about College of DuPage. And this is important for us, you know, when you're joining a new environment, you want to get to know the people, but you also want to get to know a little bit of the history and the context of where you'll be. So I would like to do a quick land acknowledgement for the College of DuPage. College of DuPage is located on the traditional and ancestral land of the Peoria, Potawatomi, Miami, Sioux, Ho-Chunk, Kaskaskia, and Kickapoo peoples. This area holds great historical, spiritual, and personal significance for its original stewards, the native nations and peoples of this area. We acknowledge that the last Native Americans who lived in DuPage were forcibly moved west in 1833 and were never allotted the land, payment, or survival supplies like food and shelter that they were promised. And we acknowledge their connection to this land, value their diversity of cultural worldviews, and give thanks for the opportunity to live, work, and learn in their traditional homeland. That being said, it's time to find out one unique thing about you. So what we're going to do, and I'm going to ask the orientation leaders for a hand with this. We're going to take a few minutes, and I want everyone at your individual tables to share one unique thing about yourself with everyone else at the table. It can be an experience you had, it can be a talent that you have, it could be something that I can't even think of that only you have at the table. As you say it, let me finish the instructions. As you share your one unique thing, you have to make sure it's unique so nobody else at the table can have that same talent or experience. If they do, you either have to be more specific to make it unique, or you can share and try something else out. Okay? When we're done, I'm going to ask for a few volunteers to share with the entire group their one unique thing. If you have any questions, you can ask the orientation leaders. But with that, I'm going to give you a few minutes to just quickly go through and share one unique thing about yourself. All right. Let's bring the attention back to the stage. Let me explain how this is going to work. Because this is such a big place, we can't hear you out there, and I don't want you to scream, and I have very old ears. So we have this, which is called a catch box. It's got a microphone in the top. It's got Nerf all around it. So it's pretty safe to throw. So we're going to throw it. So be ready. The other thing I want to tell you is you do not have to speak into it like a microphone. You can hold it right here. It's made to, pick up from a distance. Okay? So let me just test it. Test. Check, check, check. You guys hear okay? All right. Chris? So, who would like to share one unique thing? We'll start right up here. Stand up to catch it. That's my advice. There you go. Now, how this is going to work, I have a few more instructions. We do want you to stand up. You're going to introduce yourself. We're all going to say hello, and then you can tell us your one unique thing. So, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Okay, my name is Mache. My one unique thing.
Let us do our part.
Right.
Okay, and now your one unique thing.
My one to Poland this summer, and while I was there, I visited Auschwitz.
Okay. What? In all seriousness, I used to take a leadership class to Europe, and we visited Dachau. What was your takeaway? What was the most, when you visited there? What was your biggest takeaway? Let's say all of Poland. We don't have to limit it. We'll say of your entire trip over to Poland.
Like, my entire trip was nice. It was nice, seeing my family and stuff.
Have you met them before?
Yes.
Okay. I have an interesting Polish bit of trivia.
Okay.
Are you interested? Okay.
I'm interested.
I know. I wanted to check with the group. I have two brothers, and we all three of us married 100% Polish women.
Huh.
And we are not Polish. It just, I don't know why. All right. Was that your first trip to Europe? No. No? Okay. And hopefully it won't be your last. How about a big round of applause? We'll do a little exchange here. You both are excellent throwers. I didn't even know that thing lit up. That's a little plus.
Yeah.
So who else has one unique thing they'd like to share? Everyone around her, be ready too. There we go. Yeah, you can applaud the catch.
A good catch. Nice catch.
Your name?
Gianna Nada.
Hold on, say your name one more time.
Gianna.
I think the mic's going a little in and out. Gianna?
Gianna.
Okay.
Hi, Gianna.
Hi, Gianna.
Okay, a lot of hobbies. Like, almost anything you could think of besides, all the sports. I have a lot of hobbies.
Except sports.
Name one of your hobbies.
Art. Fun.
Drawing.
You know what? We're going to have to, I think we're going to, let's run a handheld out there. Can we do that? 'Cause
Yeah,
the,
sure.
the mic is just going.
Hold on. I'm going to come to you, Gianna.
There we go. There we go.
I'm old and I got to go down steps.
So a lot of hobbies, but not sports.
Yeah.
And what about art?
I like to draw and paint. Yeah. Do you want me to name some of them, really fast?
Yeah, let's give that a shot.
I like to skateboard and then painting and drawing. I play the ukulele, the piano. I did cheer for like a really long time, so like I still kind of do that. What else?
I'm glad you said that you did cheer for a really long time because it started to sound like a list of just things you've done.
No. I do them.
These
like,
are
actively.
authentic hobbies.
Yeah. And then, dang, what else did I say? I said a lot.
Let me ask you this. Is there anything that's on your list that you haven't tried yet? Okay.
No.
Well, when you've done just about everything, it's hard to think of what you haven't done yet.
Yeah, I don't know. Oh, because like I ice skate a lot, and yeah, I don't know.
What about roller skating?
No, yeah, I taught myself how to like roller skate.
Okay, I know we're having a roller skating event during Chaparral Day, so I wanted to put that on your radar. One thing I will tell you is, College of DuPage, we are the second biggest college in the state. Only University of Illinois Urbana-Champaign is larger than us. So one of the things that means is we have just a ton of things going on. So if you are looking to try new things, new hobbies, you have come to the right place because there is just a ton of things. All right, let's give Gianna a round of applause. Last one more unique thing. Chris, pick them out.
Hello, I'm Ben Simpson, and one fun fact about
hold
me.
it.
Oh, what's up?
Start with the introduction again, so you give, and then take a breath.
All right, so I'm Ben Simpson,
Perfect.
and one fun fact about me is I perform at a Renaissance fair.
We have some fans of the Ren Fair here. What do you do as a performer?
So I am part of a guild called St. George's Guild, which focuses on the historical reenactments of Queen Elizabeth I and her royal progress traveling to Bristol, England. And I play the Baron Strange.
The Baron Strange.
Mm-hmm.
And how did you first get connected in doing this?
So one day, as a normal patron, I decided to go to a Renaissance fair for the fifth time. And I got so into it, and they're saying, you should perform here. And I'm like, oh yeah.
And describe your performance?
So I do a variety of dancing, such as country dancing and courtly dancing, what you see in the movies. We get into this big hot costume. It's either 80 to 100 degrees. And I basically play your typical obnoxious English nobleman.
I have to say we have a sci-fi fantasy club here that goes to the Ren Fair every year. And one of our students in another one of our organizations, their mother used to make outfits for a lot of the people at the Ren Fair. So again, very popular. Thank you for sharing that. Chris is coming down to do the exchange. And just a quick reminder, we are not throwing this mic. So just hand that one back, and let's give him a round of applause.
Thank you.
One of the reasons we like doing One Unique Thing is because we are truly a community here at College of DuPage, and we really take pride in the community that we have. And one of the things that makes people valuable in a community, and again, whether that community can be a classroom, it can be a college, it can be a workplace, it can be your family. But one of the things that makes people valuable is their uniqueness, right? It's their rarity. And sometimes I think that we aren't all comfortable talking about what makes us different. And so I like to do this as an opportunity to share because, one, it's always fascinating to hear people's one unique thing. And then, if you actually can connect over a unique thing, it's just such a stronger bond than just when you connect over a more common thing. So I want to keep it going with one unique thing. At this time, I'd like to bring up one unique student. She is unique. That's your cue to start heading to the stage. She's unique because she is our student trustee. She is your student trustee. So a round of applause for Rue Ray.
Hi, new students. Welcome to COD. Thank you. That gives me the warm fuzzies. So, be brutally honest with me here. How many people here heard Chuck say student trustee and were like, that's great, Rue, but I don't know what the heck that is? Raise your hand. Fair. About a year ago, I was in the same place as you. And, well, I'm going to tell you a little bit about what that is. So, the same way that corporations or companies have like a board of directors that makes big decisions about how the company is run, decides who the CEO is, and stuff like that, community colleges also have a governing body, and that governing body is called the Board of Trustees. And they've got 7 members that are elected from the general public, and then there's 1 member that's a student member. So now you're probably wondering, okay, cool, good for you, Rue. You're the student trustee. Like, what does that have to do with me? How many people feel that way? Be brutally honest. Yep. Okay, so I'm going to tell you a little bit about why this matters. So as you might have been getting the sense that the theme of NSO is getting you to know what resources are here at COD so that you can make the most of your college experience here. And probably one of the resources that I want you to know about is your student government. So as a student trustee, I am your representative on the Board of Trustees, and I can be your voice. I can advocate for you. So if at any time here at COD you feel like the systems or the processes here are not meeting your needs in one way or another, or that you feel that they could be improved, I want you to feel like you can come to me. You can also come to any of the members of our student government here, which is known as the Student Leadership Council. And we actually have a few of those members here in the audience today. So if Ty, Zoheb, Shah, some of you can just stand up to let them know that you're one of those people they can go to. Yeah. And there's plenty more. If you go to where the Student Central is, and you'll start to get familiar with the lay of the land here, there's this big, right next to where the Starbucks is, the Route 425, there's a big room with like colorful lettering. You can find us there anytime, and you can also find us on the website. So it's really nice to meet you, and I want you to feel like you can come to us at any time. So I'll just end with my one unique thing, which is I have a really weird cereal habit. So I don't like my cereal getting soggy, but I love cereal, and I love the combo of cereal and milk. So I actually eat them separately. Like I'll eat one bite of cereal, and then I'll take a drink of milk. So my question out there for you is, who out there has that weird habit where you make your mouth the cereal bowl? Awesome. And who out there is like, that's weird, Drew. That's so weird. I don't know why I do that. Yeah, most people. So this just goes to show that a person with a weird quirk with cereal got elected to be student trustee. This is a sort of place where no matter who you are, no matter what your quirks are, you belong here, and you can make the most of your experience as a COD student. So thank you.
Thank you, Rue. Great job. I should mention that the cereal thing was not part of her campaign. But yeah. So, continuing on with one unique thing, just as you are all very unique individuals, the College of DuPage is made up of very unique individuals as well. So at this time, I'd like to invite Chris to share his unique story. Chris?
Thanks, Chuck. All right, everybody. My name is Dr. Christopher Miller, and I am a full-time speech professor here at College of DuPage. I am only here oftentimes as just Chuck's sidekick, make sure that he feels comfortable up here. He's also my best friend, so it's something that I get an opportunity to do. But I'm really only here to talk about my one unique thing. You see me walking around, this 50-year-old bald guy up here, and, there's different perceptions. But I want to tell you about who I am, to make a connection with the people that are in the room with me. I have two unique things that make me quite unique. One, the first thing that I always start off with in my classes is that I am over 9 years sober. That is one thing that I talk about all of the time. I do live one day at a time, though, so I can't promise you tomorrow, but I'm doing pretty good today. So it's going well, and thanks for your energy, because it just helps me all the time kind of go one day at a time. The other thing that makes me unique, though, I think in this room is that I actually own, it's in my office right now, I have a community college degree. Like, I have graduated from a community college. Has anyone else graduated from a community college? A couple of you. That's my first degree. I graduated high school in 1991. I'm actually from Colorado, and I moved to California right after I graduated with my parents. This is really why I'm here, though. It's because what makes me unique. It doesn't make me unique, but it is something that I want you to hear, because I am a person today that has been doing this for a long time. I started community college, Solano Community College, in 1992, and when I got there, I had to take these tests, math placement tests, English placement tests. You'll take the same thing. And I want you to hear this, too. When I took my English placement test, I wasn't allowed to enroll in English 1101. I had a developmental problem with my scores were low. And so I went to a counselor, and when she went through the scores that I had, she told me that I had a 4th grade reading level. One thing unique about me is I never went to the same elementary school for more than a semester, K through 6. My dad was not in the military. He was an insurance auditor, and he opened up a bunch of companies. So I went to all these different schools, and I never learned how to read. But I always played football. And so my senior year, I had signed a letter of intent to play football at a major university, but I crashed into a tree while skiing. When I went later on to get my scholarship money, they told me I failed my physical and I couldn't go to school there any longer. They asked me what my SAT score was or my ACT score was. I had a 19 on my ACT, and I had a 4th grade reading level when I started community college. I graduated Solano Community College in 1995. 4 years to get my 2-year degree. It's just something that I did, but I did do it. And then I transferred to Northern Illinois University because I joined the speech team, and then I ended up at Northern Illinois. 2 years after that, I got a bachelor's degree. 2 years after that, I pulled a master's. And I want you to hear that. It took me 4 years to get an associate's degree, and then it took me 4 years to pull a bachelor's and a master's. In December of this last year, I pulled a doctorate also from Northern Illinois. I am a 50-year-old man that finally gets to be called Dr. Miller. And if you take my class, you're going to call me Dr. Miller. That's just what we're going to go with, okay? Thanks. Thank you so much. Look, I am here to show you what this can look like. Well, okay, you don't want to turn out like this, but I got to get you to hear me on that. You are at COD right now. You're making a decision. I get emotional when I talk about this. I get real emotional when I talk about this. Because you're me. You're me. You get an opportunity to do something like really unique. I just turned around and saw my bald head, and it's not. This is the smartest decision. Chuck's going to say this in a second, but I'm going to say it now. This is the smartest decision you're going to. Not maybe ever, okay, but it's one of the smartest decisions you're making right now in your young lives. Those of you that are choosing to go to COD, just use me right now. Just choose my class. You sign up for Speech 1100 with Dr. Miller. That's what you get. Right? And there's a lot of NSOs in here right now, and you NSOs that are out there that I saw you in the front, you make me cry because you took my damn ass advice and you came and did NSO, and I'm so grateful that you did that. But when you take my class, you pay something like $400 for my class. I just want you to hear this one thing. You pay $400. When I was at Northern Illinois in graduate school, I taught Speech 1100 as a graduate assistant. As a person that just got his doctorate from there, I think classes are something like $1,800 a credit hour, so it's like $4,000 for the class. So hear that. When I was 23 years old, I was teaching 25 students for like $3,000 a student, and I had 3 months. I just got my bachelor's degree 3 months ago, and then I'm teaching a class. I did the best job I could, but I didn't know what I was doing. You take my class now, you're paying $400 to $4,000, and it's from Dr. Miller, a person that has one outstanding faculty at this college in 2014, who goes to conferences, who's the divisional chair, who's been doing this forever. Give me a break. You people that are going to the COD thing, and I know you came from a high school, and you're like, some of your friends are telling you they're going to Iowa, some of your friends are telling you they're going to Bradley, and you're like, I'm staying in Glen Ellen. Shut up. You are saving your parents so much money. You should, by the way, tell them to buy you a car at the end of this, because you're like, you saved a lot of money on me, Mom. Look, you're saving money, and you're getting a better education. Those of you that stay here, you're going to transfer out to a 4-year, and if you're me, 4 years after that, you can get a master's, not a bachelor's, a master's degree. You got to stay with me. You got to stay here for a couple of years, and you got to do this, and you got to do this right. Moreover, and the last thing I'll say is this, man, we all sick in here. Let's not forget that we coming out of a quarantine. I don't care if it was a couple of years ago. Damn, we sick. We need each other bad right now. We need to be together. We need to challenge each other. You need to take a little bit of time to figure that out. That's why I'm here. I'm here because I want to make sure that this crew finds people on this campus to stay connected, and that you do this the right way, that you get through this. Nothing in my life has been more impactful than going to school. Nothing. And my students, I don't even like doing this anymore, but it's my students that keep me coming back. I can retire in 2029. I doubt I'll leave. I won't leave because it's because of you people. It's because you people, your young energy, you bring me a lot of life. And I'm really grateful to you. I'm only here because you're here. I love teaching. Oh, God, I love that. And I love young students. I love watching you acquire knowledge and get to do something cool. So look, I'm not unique. I have some unique things in my life, and I'm going to keep doing some of those things to keep me unique, because I certainly like sobriety, I'll tell you that. And I like being a doctor too. But the biggest thing about it is I like being your teacher. And I want you, as you do this today, please use your sessions and use this thing smartly. That's not a word, but we're going to go with it anyway. Use it intelligently today. And thanks for letting me be here. Thanks for letting me share my experience with you, and thanks for sharing your experience with me. Let's go do this.
Keep it going, Chris Miller. And he is exactly right. He is unique, yet he is not unique. And that is how we all are, right? You're going to find a lot of faculty just like Chris Miller here at College of DuPage. Did you like hearing his story? It's so important, and we're going to touch on this in a minute, but that you get to know your faculty. They all have stories. It's fair game for you to ask them, what is your one unique thing? You know, ask them first day of class, I have a question. What's your one unique thing? Right? Get to know them. This is the start of your professional networking. Your college faculty is the start of your professional networking. All right, before we move on, I do want to share my one unique thing. It's very short, it's very quick, it's not quite as touching. It's good though. My name, of course, as I said earlier, Chuck Steele. I think it's, nope. If you know, every name means something. When you're having a baby, you can go to the bookstore, get a book, and it lists all the names and what they mean, right? My name, Charles, means man. If my middle name was Of, it would be perfect. It's not. But anyways, again, my last name is Steele. My first name means man. So I'm, you know, it used to be a joke that I was the man of steel. But then over the last several years, I now have a plate in my neck. I have an artificial shoulder. So I'm literally becoming a man of steel, step by step. But anyways, that's my one unique thing. So we've been slowly segueing to the keys to success. We've already dropped some knowledge on you. I hope that you've picked it up. But now we want to be very explicit. And here are the three things, the 3 G's we call them, that we want you to remember from today. Are you ready? He's ready. I'm going to drag my attention over here because you're ready. Okay, the first G. You are a genius for attending College of DuPage. You know, you look around the room, you look around the campus, and you think to yourself, we have a very diverse student body here. And I will tell you, for me, I can separate all students into one of 2 categories. Either you're a genius or you're incredibly lucky. And you can decide who you are. I'm assuming you're all geniuses because you're here today at New Student Orientation. Chris already touched on this a little bit. You're a genius because you chose College of DuPage. You know it's the cheapest option, right? Or less money. You can be saving anywhere between 20 and 60 grand just by attending here rather than a 4-year school. We have a saying, Chris said something earlier about, tell your parents you owe them a car, or they owe you a car, right? I know a lot of you are paying your own way through. One of the sayings we have here is that the more you're able to live with your parents while you're in college, the less likely you'll have to live with your parents when you're out of college. Okay? We understand money is important, and if you can graduate with either less debt or more money in your bank account, you are going to have a lot more options. You're going to be able to make choices about where you want to work, about where you want to live, about how you want to spend that money you saved, right? But some people feel you get what you pay for. Is that true, Chris?
Not here.
Not here, right? You are not buying a car. You are not here today to buy a car. I don't think. A car, if anybody's bought a car, you can go to Kelley Blue Book or there's different resources. You can find the exact value of your car, right? It's an agreed upon price, that is the value. Your higher educational experience is not that. You are paying a tuition, right? That's the cost. But the value, what it's worth, you get to create. And I'll explain that to you. About 10 or 12 years ago, Gallup Research Company, an international research company, along with Purdue University, did some research. They wanted to know what part of college impacted people's happiness after college. Their happiness in their careers, their happiness in their lives. What part of college impacted that the most? What they found is that what you do in college has a greater impact than where you go to college on life after college. So what you do in college has a greater impact than where you go to college. Who gets to decide what you do in college? You do. You all individually do get to decide what you're going to do while you are here. And those decisions is going to be how you create the value. So you can get the highest value of experience at the lowest price. In my book, that's a genius. So congratulations. If you weren't aware of all that, and you just, happened to come here because it was close or it was a last-minute decision, then you're just incredibly lucky because you're getting all the benefits. Chris mentioned the difference between the faculty, especially for freshman, sophomore, at a 4-year and a two-year. The other thing you'll notice, at a 4-year, it's not unusual for you to be in a classroom kind of this size, in an auditorium with 200, 400, even 600 people, right? We have very small classrooms, which we all know is a higher quality way of delivering education. The smaller the classroom, the better. Some people mistake our small classrooms. They're like, oh, this is just like high school. It is not just like high school. Do not be fooled. The faculty are different. The experiences are different. The rooms are similar. That's about it. Okay? So do not be fooled by it. And don't think that that's a throwback. This is actually an advantage to you. All right? The other thing I want to tell you is the quality of education that you're getting here. You're getting faculty like Chris Miller. I teach part-time. You're getting faculty who care about teaching. They do research. They do write. Chris just wrote a speech textbook, right? But their main thing is teaching. And the quality of education you get, you're all familiar with the University of Illinois' engineering program. I'll just use this as an example. It's one of the top 3 engineering programs in the country, maybe the world. We have an agreement with them, Engineering Pathways, where you can do your first 2 years here and transfer seamlessly into one of the top 3 engineering programs in the country at University of Illinois. That's them saying the quality of the education you're getting here is going to set you up for success in their program. Okay, so that's not just us saying it. And the last thing I'll tell you is that a 4-year school, it's not atypical, to start talking about internships or study abroad or those types of things when you're a junior or senior. Here at College of DuPage, we talk about it today. You're going to learn about those things, right? You're going to double the value. What we find is students who take advantage of everything we have to offer and then go to a 4-year school end up being further advanced than the ones who went to a 4-year school the whole time. In fact, they always tell us often that they wish the 4-year was more like College of DuPage. So, take advantage of what we have to offer. The second G, grab the wheel. High school is kind of like driver's ed. How many people here have taken driver's ed? Right? You're familiar with the idea you're behind the wheel, but you got this person next to you who actually has his own brake pedal, and he'll stop that car at any given moment, and he's going to make sure that you're doing everything right and that you're going to get to where you need to go. High school's like that. You're going to get out of high school one way or another, right? There are no lifetime high school students. You're going to get out. That's their job, get you out. College, it is your job. You're actually the driver. There is nobody sitting next to you. We offer a ton of support here, a ton of support. You're going to learn about that, a lot of the support today, and we want you to take advantage of it all. But it is ultimately up to you. You have to be a conscious decision maker in your higher educational experience. So that means going to see the advisors, getting to know your faculty, choosing your classes carefully, going to the Learning Commons, taking advantage of field studies courses, right? If you look at the workshop sessions, these are some of the workshops, it's not even all of them, that we offer today that can help you grab the wheel. And if that weren't enough, like I said, New Student Orientation continues into Chaparral Days. So on Wednesday, August 30th, we're going to have a Student Success Fair. It'll be in the Student Services Center atrium. And we'll have all the offices there, and you can come and find out even more than you can today of everything we have to offer. Okay?
And as an advisor, as a faculty member, I want to add to that, and that's, I do want you to be thinking about your interests and what things you're interested in that will further your academic journey. I was thinking about you just now when he was talking, because we're talking about the interests or the one unique thing, and you listed a bunch of the hobbies, but I was like, any of those things could be a major. You could pursue that for your lifetime. Chuck had mentioned, writing, doing research. My dissertation that I just wrote is 388 pages. I'm very proud of that number. And it's on campus carry. I'm a speech communication teacher, but I wrote it on individuals that are legally allowed to carry guns in school to stop or to protect themselves during mass school shootings. I'm a speech communication major, but I have an interest in that. I grew up in Colorado. One of my main rivals was Columbine. I went to Northern Illinois. Northern Illinois on Valentine's Day had a shooting in Cole Hall. So I've always been interested in that and interested in our safety doing that. Currently, there are 12 states in the United States that allow 18-year-old students or your faculty members to conceal and carry a gun while in the classroom. And I was interested in what the impact that was on the educational experience. That has nothing to do with speech communication. that has everything to do with Chris's interest. I grabbed my own wheel when I went back to Northern Illinois because it was my interest. It certainly helps me in the classroom, but it was what I wanted to pursue. And younger people in here, I want you to be thinking about that as you go into this. I know your parents direct you a lot and tell you things that they would like you to be doing, but you're driving your own car here. So if there's an interest, Renaissance Fair guy, if you're interested in Renaissance Fair, there are tons of things to do at this college that can run alongside that story. So as Chuck is talking about this, think about your own interests and what you want to do as you go through this academic journey. Sorry, Chuck.
No, and to Chris's point, some people think the higher degrees you get, it gets harder and harder, right? You get a master's harder than a bachelor's, you get a PhD is harder than a master's. It's not true, because the higher you go, the more focused you are on your interest. And when you are interested in something, it gets easier and easier. So keep that in mind. How many people here know exactly what you're going to major in? How many people that currently have their hands up think they're going to continue to keep that major? That's a lot of confidence, and we see this often. Don't be surprised if you end up switching. There are so many careers out there that what we find is so many students don't even know their options yet. So that's one of the great things about being here. Explore your options. Also falling under grab the wheel, I do want to add a few last things. One, you have to do the work. You have to do the work, right? There are timelines. There are assignments. You have multiple classes. This is not high school. Take the assignments seriously. My advice, get a calendar. It can be online, it can be paper. When you get your syllabi with everything on it, dump everything into one calendar so you can get a head start to go, that's going to be a pretty bad week for me in terms of I got a lot of things due. And if you have a work schedule, put it on there as well. Start to plan your time. Speaking of work, let me ask you this. How many hours do you have to work a week to be a full-time worker? 40 hours a week to be a full-time worker. How many credit hours, and a credit hour is how many hours a week do you spend in a classroom? How many credit hours do you need to be a full-time student? 12. Full-time student, 12 credit hours. Full-time worker, 40. Both full-time. Makes no sense, right? Here's the reason. In college, you are expected to work 2 to 3 hours outside of class for every hour inside of class. All right, if you want to be successful, count on spending 2 to 3 hours outside of class for every hour inside of class. That's part of grabbing the wheel. It's not just classroom, it's outside the classroom. If you add those 2 to 3 hours, let's just add 2, right? That's another 24 hours. So you take the 12 credit hours, you add the 24, that's 36 hours compared to 40, and you can figure out, oh, that's why it's only 12 to be a full-time student. You've got to spend those extra 24 to be successful. Count on it. The last thing I want to say about grabbing the wheel, when you are driving and if you're not paying attention and you hit a pothole, it can be drastically bad, right? You can blow a tire, break an axle, I don't even know, right? It can be bad. If you see it way ahead of you, you have so many options. Right? You can slow down, you can try to avoid it, you can turn off. Your college experience is like that. I'm telling you, there will be potholes. Pay attention, look ahead. You might have had, you might be leading the perfect life up to now. Things happen. You might have a little crisis in a relationship. You might have a little crisis financially. You might have a little crisis within a family or friends. And you need to help. These things, we don't know when they're coming necessarily, but the more you keep your eyes open and the further out you're looking, the more options you'll have. And I'm telling you, at College of DuPage, we have a ton of resources to help you out with anything that's going on. It can be financial, it can be counseling. We have a fuel pantry, we call it. We offer a lot of basic needs supports. But you got to be looking ahead. And the more time you give it, the more options, the better the outcome will be. All right, last G, get involved. Sticking with the car analogy, why do you buy a car? To drive, to get from place to place, right? That's why you buy a car. But if your car comes with a kick-in stereo, power heated seats, power windows, you're going to use all that stuff, right? Air conditioning, you're absolutely going to use it. It would be foolish not to. Why do you come to college? Education, take classes. But it comes with a lot of extras. It comes with all the clubs and organizations. It comes with the athletic teams. It comes with the library. It comes with the learning commons. It comes with counseling. It comes with advising. It comes with the Mackinac Arts Center. It would be foolish not to take advantage of all those things. Just like you wouldn't drive around town with your windows up, your seats ice cold, the stereo off. It would be foolish to drive around like that. It is foolish to come to college and just go to class and then take off. That is not how you build your value. You build your value by taking advantage of everything that comes along with the classroom experience. And I will tell you, another research study that was happened, that college graduates were asked about their most impactful experience in college. 80% of the people said the most impactful experience in college happened outside of the classroom. So if you want that kind of experience, you got to be involved outside the classroom. Here are some more, if you can pop this on the screen, some more workshops that we're offering today that can show you how to take advantage, how to get involved with our community, take advantage of what we have on campus. We are having a student life fair. So all the clubs and organizations on campus are going to be in the Student Services Center's atrium again on Wednesday, August 6th in the afternoon. So that's another way to take advantage and come find out even in more detail what we have to offer. All right, listen, I do not like having my mistakes pointed out in a public setting. If you want to come up to me privately afterward and tell me that I did something wrong on the PowerPoint.
I didn't do it. I'm just here for my story.
When I find out who created this PowerPoint, I'm going to give them a stern talking to.
You can look in the mirror?
Yeah, it was me. It was me. It's September 6th. September 6th. Everybody knows that.
I see that now. I didn't know what the problem was. I was looking at the thing like, I don't know what the issue. Yeah.
Thank you for that correction. The important thing about good faculty and good people is you're willing to admit a mistake.
Make a mistake.
It happens.
There's plenty of them.
So the Student Life Fair, Wednesday, September 6th. Right? You haven't missed it. Okay. So really quickly, what are the three? Oh, final thing on the screen. I do want to tell you about our food security initiative. This is also about get involved. This is a multidisciplinary initiative that we have on campus, that we have a community garden that provides produce for our fuel pantry. We have, as you would expect, we have horticulture involved with it. We have culinary involved with it. We have environmental biology involved with it. We have art students involved with it. We have architecture students. They built us a gazebo about 4 years ago. This current summer, they built a beautiful shed. They designed it and they built it for the garden. We offer service learning in the garden and in the pantry. We offer the food is for anyone who needs it. We offer internships. So it's just a great example of the community coming together to not only learn individually, but also support each other.
And I'm going to add to this real quickly, to that get involved thing. If you people that are here right now in new student orientation, if you're willing to take a couple of hours out of your day to just get off on the right foot, then everyone in this room, I expect you to get involved. Like, I don't care what that is. When Chuck was talking about it, I was going back again through my community college experience, and I went in there I had my hand up because I was like, I wanted to be a broadcast journalist. That's what I wanted to do, and that didn't happen. But I had, like I said, I moved from Colorado to Cali, and I didn't know anyone there. So the first thing that I did was I joined the theater. I did a play. I was like, I'm going to do a play. I'd never done a play ever. I'd never auditioned for anything. I was an athlete. I just wanted to try something new. I didn't like the theater. I just didn't think it was great, although I did meet my wife there. She's still my wife. I have 2 young kids. I know it's great, but I got that. So there's something there. But then I joined the speech team as well. I joined the speech team, and that is what got me involved or got me in college. this is the thing I want to say is I don't care what that interest is, find the interest. The other thing too, and I heard some people talking about this at the beginning of, maybe it was the videos, about the honors program. I am an individual, by the way, that graduated with upper division honors from Northern Illinois. I told you before that I had a 19 on my ACT, fourth grade reading level. But if you look at my bachelor's degree from Northern, it says graduated with upper division honors. Honors classes, the way I see them, are not the smartest people. It's the people that have grit, right? It's the people that are, if you have punched me and I have gone to the ground, you better continue to punch me because I'm going to get up or I'm going to continue to crawl to the end. If you have grit, then sign up for honors classes because that's what they're looking for. People that want to, no matter what I got to do right now, I'm going to dig deeper. I'm not the smartest, but I want to know more and I will become the smartest. That's what you can do too. Everyone in this room can do that. Please, if any of you leave me with anything today, get involved with the college in one way or another. It will help you attain the degree at the help you get to the journey, the end result. What the hell am I looking for here, Chuck? Get yourself to the finish line. That's all I'm going to say. I'm going to step back from the mic now because I don't know what I'm talking.
Look, Chris, I was distracted by you describing fights in the honors classes. So to clarify, there is no fighting in honors classes, but Chris is exactly right. It's about being motivated, having grit. And I can tell you something. In high school, they tell you, you hear about that permanent record, everything mattered. It doesn't matter. What you did in high school, what you did before you got here at another college, it does not matter. It starts here. And we see so many students who were maybe not honors, and then they get here and things click and they get wonderful faculty and they do amazing things. It happens all the time.
Yeah.
Last thing about being involved, the biggest regret I hear from students, they say the first year at COD I wanted to kind of sit tight, just focus on taking gen eds, and then maybe the second year I'll join a club or something. And then their biggest regret is they wish they did it from day one. They have such a great experience that second year that they wish they had started it from the beginning. So that's my advice. Do not wait. Start raising your value now. Get involved today. Okay, so the 3 G's are, repeat them back to me. The first G? I mean, they are writing back to me. Second G? Third G? Okay, there will be a test later. There always is. So the last thing I'm just going to say in closing for this part, some students come to College of DuPage or any community college and they think it is just a delay to the college experience. Or if you're not going to a four-year school, you're just coming here to improve your career, that this is a pseudo-college experience. And I want to tell you, nothing could be further from the truth. This is coming to community college is a jump start. You can double your college experience by coming to community college. You do not have to wait to become a starter on the team. You do not have to wait to become an officer in a club. You do not have to wait to get a star enrolled in a theater production. You do not have to wait to study abroad. You do not have to wait to get an internship. You can do it all starting today. So this is a jump start. I mentioned earlier, students who go away and come back tell us they wish their four-year was more like College of DuPage. Okay. At this point, we have one last speaker for you, but before I bring them up, I would like to ask all of the orientation leaders, give them a round of applause, but I'm going to ask them all to head out, make sure the workshop rooms are all set up and ready for you to get here. I will also point out, you see these cool green shirts and sweatshirts. If you would like to become an orientation leader, ask any one of them how to do it. It is a scholarship position. There's a lot of training that goes along with it, but they have such a positive impact on our community. All right, our last speaker, I would like to bring up Officer Gerard from the College of DuPage Police Department. Give him a round of applause.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Gerard Grabowski. I am a police officer here at the College of DuPage. First, I would like to congratulate everybody on reaching another milestone in your lives, and welcome to the College of DuPage. I'd like to go over what the College of DuPage Police Department has to offer as far as services and what we do here at the college. The main department is located across the street on Lambert in that blue building called the Homeland Education Center. We also have a walk-up window in the Student Resource Center across 425 Brew 425. Used to be called Starbucks. So you could reach us at either or of the buildings. You can give us a call at that number. If you dial 911, you have an emergency, and you tell them you're at the college, they will dispatch you to that number. So put that in your phone and mark it as COD Police. Some of the other ways you can reach us is through call boxes in the parking lots. Those look like the one here at the picture. If you lock your phone or keys in your vehicle and you can't get a hold of us, you can press that red button and we'll be dispatched to break in your vehicle to retrieve them. We also offer complimentary jump starts in case you leave your lights on in your vehicle. Some of the other safety features that we have are, I think we have over 1,000 cameras here on campus, inside and out. So if there's something that happens, we could always review it and monitor the cameras. Another resource that we offer is the Everbridge app. I'll go over real quickly over that. The main screen looks like this. If you'd like to submit a tip, call the police department. All the information is on here. If you have an emergency, you could also press the SOS button, or if you like to set a timer, if you feel you're unsafe and if you're walking back from class at night and you want to set a timer for 5 minutes and you don't turn off that timer, it will go off and notify us. We have other classes that we offer on social media, so feel free to follow us. I won't take up much more of your time. So I know I'm the last one, and I'm sure all of you are tired from sitting here, so I'll leave it up to Chuck.
All right. I do want to, just a reminder again, if anybody would like to have our ASL interpreter in a workshop, just come up to the stage at the closing here, and we'll get you set up. The workshops, again, are on page 6. Hopefully you've already decided which 2 you want to go to. If you need any help with directions, ask the orientation leaders. And we will see you back here after both workshops for lunch. Have a great time. Ask a lot of questions.